Hi everyone, and welcome to another wellness episode of ANOKHI Daily Spotlight TV. As you know, the holidays are just around the corner and it's a time to celebrate with family, friends, and a lot of food. But how do we keep our heart health and our waistlines in check during this festive time of year? I've got some tips for you. So my first tip is to get moving. For those of us that are used to working out, I not only recommend that you maintain your workout schedule, but that you increase the frequency and intensity as well. If you're used to working out for 30 minutes 3 times a week, consider taking that up to 45 minutes 5 times a week. This will not only help keep your metabolism revved up, but you'll be burning through those extra calories that you're taking in at those holiday parties. Now for those of us who aren't used to working out or don't have a regular workout regime, it's as simple as adding more activity into your day-to-day life. So consider parking your car further away, taking the stairs at work, taking a brisk walk at lunch, or simply walking to the bus stop. Now my second tip is to resist temptation. That sounds a lot easier said than done, but trust me, it is possible. For those of you that are at work and you have a boss that wants to bring all those shortbread cookies into the office to treat the employees, it's important that you try to stay away from those communal areas where those treats are going to be served. Instead, bring something sweet like granola or some fruit. I know it doesn't sound exciting, but it'll help keep that waistline nice and trim. Now we all remember those chocolate advent calendars that we ate growing up. We're going to take that concept and apply it to tip number 3, giving yourself a daily allowance of 1 treat per day. This allows us to enjoy the treats we know and love without feeling deprived or without expanding that waistline, but it also keeps us accountable to ourselves for the calories that we consume. And for my final tip, I recommend that you say no politely and focus on socializing. We all know how it is at those South Asian gatherings where the auntie or the uncle is pushing food on you and you just don't know how to say no, so you take it anyway. But I say stick to your guns this holiday season. So stay focused, say no politely, and instead entertain yourself by socializing with others. So now I'm going to put you into a situation that I know you're going to be in this holiday season. You walk into your girlfriend's house for a holiday party, you see an open bar on one side and a buffet on the other side. What do you do? Now I'm going to teach you how you create a healthy holiday plate when you're in a situation like this. Let's start with the appetizers. First and foremost, you want to make sure that you have a small plate. You want to stay away from meat, cheese, and any fried food. You do want to, however, load up on vegetables because that extra fiber will help keep you full, which will prevent you overeating during dinner. Stay away from cream sauces with the vegetables because that's added calories that you don't need. And make sure that if there's anything extra special, you do take a little sample, but don't overeat. This is just step 1. Now let's move on to the main meal. There's a simple equation. Take your plate, take 1/2 of it and fill it up with lots of vegetables. 1/4 of the plate should then be meat, and 1/4 of it should be some sort of starchy carb, whether that be rice, whether that be potatoes or yams, something delicious, but again, make sure not to go heavy on the gravy or the extra sauces with those starchy carbs. Now let's move on to dessert, everyone's favorite. Because it's the holidays and you want to indulge, what you want to make sure you do is enjoy 1 serving of whatever dessert is there. So that could be 1 cookie, 1 piece of pie, or 1 piece of cake. Now in terms of 1 serving, let's use the cake as an example. The slice should be 1 inch thick from the edge of the cake, not 1 inch all the way around. And of course, if healthier options are available, that's always the winning choice. You want to think of things like lighter puddings, a little bit of jello, or even just some fruit. Now let's talk about some final tips to end that party off on a healthy note. Because we're indulging during the holiday season, it's often common to go back for seconds and thirds. But it's important before you go back for that second serving to really take a time out for 15 minutes to see if you actually need the extra food. If you're still hungry after that 15-minute period, go back for a second helping, but take an extra serving of meat and veggies as opposed to those extra starchy carbs that end up on the waistline. Now obviously alcohol tends to be a common treat during the holidays as well, whether it's that fancy glass of champagne or that eggnog martini. If you're going to consume alcohol, you want to make sure that what you take in is lower in sugar. If you're going to have that eggnog martini, make sure that you have it instead of that piece of cake. You want to keep your calories under control. And there we have it. I hope my tips help keep you trim without feeling grim during the holidays. For more of our show, catch us on ANOKHImedia.com and our YouTube channel, and be sure to interact with us on Facebook and Twitter. Happy holidays!